Guys, how's it going? So today I'm going to run you through how to change out your normal incandescent bulbs in your F150 to LEDs. So it's a pretty easy process. You just need a screwdriver just so you can pry off the plastic covers, and then I'll walk you through the easy way to access all the bulbs. Alright guys, so depending on your model F150, mine being a Super Crew XLT, you will have, in the back, you can have two different configurations for your dome light. You can have either the one with two buttons, or you can just have a single overhead dome light. Mine has, as you can see, the two button setup. So for that, there are three 578 festoon bulbs in the back. Now, right now, I'm just changing out the middle one, which is the one that comes on when you open up the doors, as well as these two map lights here. And for those, you'll need just a 194 LED bulb. Now, for a second, I want to talk about why I chose these Sylvania LED bulbs. I've done the outside bulbs on the rest of my truck, and I've used these. I actually used the, I guess, the more expensive option, if you will, from Sylvania. They have one that's a couple dollars more for the outside. For the inside, I just stuck with the normal LEDs, and I think they make a great product. I'm not sponsored or anything, obviously, but I've used countless numbers of cheap bulbs off of Amazon, and I know people will say, oh, well, you know, you can replace, you know, cheap bulbs from Amazon multiple times and before you pay for one of these more expensive ones. And yeah, you could, or you can just spend the money up front and not have to deal with all the hassle later of changing them out. In my previous two trucks, I used the cheaper LED bulbs, and you'd have one that would start, one little bulb on, say it has four all the way around. One would start flickering, you know, and then it just doesn't look good. It looks cheap. So on this truck, being that this is a nicer truck, it's the, you know, the nicest vehicle I've ever owned, decided to go with the nicer bulbs just to kind of give it that more clean and modern look that a lot of the new trucks are having now. So let's jump into how to remove the two front dome bulbs. Alright guys, so to get into these two front dome bulbs here, you want to flip this down just enough to where you can see this little lip here, and then basically you'll just pull this down carefully to not break any tabs. And I'm going to set the camera down and I'll come back whenever I get this part down. But basically you'll just grab this lip here and pull down, but just make sure you're careful. You obviously don't want to break any clips here, being that this is, you know, a focal point of the truck and people are going to see this. You don't want anything broken up in here. So I'll be right back. So you can get this down. It takes a little bit of coercion, but it will come down by pulling in a downward motion and then pulling out towards you. Now you'll have this one little harness here that you'll want to take out. And now once you have that harness out, you'll see here the back of the housing. From this point, you'll want to unclip the housing with these two pins here and here to separate this white part from the reflective backing. Okay, so as you'll see here, I have the clear part separated from the white backing. And then what you'll do is, you can see the bulbs here, but they're a little hard to access from the front. So what you'll do is you'll actually use a push pin of some type into those two little holes there, and you'll actually push the bulb from the back side to release it. Okay, so as you'll see, I got the bulbs out here. What I ended up using was just a little drill bit. The size I used was a 3/32 drill bit, just to give a little bit of a base to poke it through. Obviously, there's many things you could use to do this. Me being in my truck, I had my toolbox on me, so I just went ahead and grabbed a drill bit to do it. But then from here, pretty straightforward. You'll just insert the new bulbs directly in through the top. As with all LEDs, if they don't work the first time you put them in, flip them 180, and then they should work. And then from there, you'll just reassemble everything, and I'll see you guys on the other side. So next we'll move on to the rear dome light. And from experience, I know that this one is a lot easier than the first one. The first one, you can spend a little bit extra time trying to finagle the plastic back in. We all know how that can be. But with this one, it's really easy. You just take the tip of your screwdriver here and just lightly apply pressure to the front of this housing. Obviously you don't want to break anything, so you want to be extra careful. You may even have to get it a little bit to the back here, but well, there you go. It should pop off pretty easily. And so then from there, you'll see the middle bulb here, which is the one that we're gonna be replacing. You'll just obviously be careful because it could be hot. Definitely want to be gentle prying it out with a screwdriver. You don't want to break anything, but I'm just gonna let this bulb fall here. There we go. Okay, so now that bulb is out, it is hot. I've had the door open for a minute, so you definitely want to be careful with that. But now we're going to replace it with this 578 LED bulb, which is going to go there in the middle. Now, because the LED on the end is a little bit smaller than the normal incandescent bulb, if you have some pliers, you might want to take some pliers and just gently squeeze those little tabs there, just to tighten it up so that the bulb is making contact and not spinning around or anything like that while you're driving around. And then from there, you'll just take your plastic cap and push it back on, making sure that you're clearing the buttons and everything like that. And it should snap back on like that, and make sure it's fully secure. You'll probably want to use 2 hands to do so. And now you'll see, when you open up the door, nice bright white LED bulb instead of the, which I haven't changed these out, but you can see the difference in the normal incandescent, more yellowy. This, obviously the LED is a lot cleaner, more modern look for your truck. So we'll hop out of the back seat here. We'll get back in the front, and I'll show you guys the front lights. As you can see, definitely a lot cleaner. Super happy with the quality of these lights. As I said before, you know, the Sylvania lights are definitely worth the money in my opinion. Like I said, you can spend, you know, a couple dollars on a 10 or 20 pack on Amazon, and only to keep replacing them, you know, after maybe as short as a month, a couple months, maybe a year if you're lucky. So my advice is just spend the money up front, you know, get the good bulbs. They're not going to die on you, and if they do, you take them back to the store and you get another set. But in my opinion, they're a lot better quality, and I'm happier with the color. They all seem to match a lot better. A lot of times from the Amazon bulbs, you know, you get a little bit of more of a blue hint in the same pack as a bulb that has more of a white hint. It's just kind of hit or miss with those. So like I said, you know, hopefully this how-to process makes it a little bit easier for you guys if you're trying to figure out how to do this. And I'll add in a couple night clips here. It's still daylight obviously, so I'll wait until it gets dark outside, but I'll add a couple night clips and I'll do a comparison again from the back bulbs, the ones that I didn't change out yet, and you can see the difference at night and just how much more I guess modern the interior of your F150 will be after you do this mod. So thanks. Alright guys, so you probably can't see me, but I'm gonna do a quick run through of the interior lights now that I've changed them out. But you come in the inside and you can see the difference here with these lights in the interior. You know, it's just a lot brighter obviously in here. Definitely kind of a cleaner look. Jump around to the back. You jump into the back seat here and you can see the difference in the LED versus the regular bulb. You know, like I said, I just think it's a much cleaner look, and we'll see how they hold up. But like I said, you know, thanks again for tuning in, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks.